Hi ma'am, good day. I am Risa Giadlin and today I'm going to present the continuation of our study which entitled Internet Connectivity and Motivation of Students in New Normal Education in Moncayo National High School, Senior High School. This study is a quantitative research design utilizing a quasi-experimental method, which is a type of research that can test hypotheses to establish a cause and effect relationship as stated by Gay 2000. Furthermore, this study will use the natural experiment type of quasi-experimental because there is only one group originally, which will be assigned randomly or random-like assignment of subject to the control group and experimental group. This method is appropriate to our present study because, according to Criswell 2013, the quasi-experimental is an experimental situation in which the researcher assigned but not randomly subject to the group because the researcher cannot artificially create groups for the experiment. Moreover, this study will apply pre-test and post-test approach, so we think that this kind of methods are really fit in our study. Target respondents of this research are the students of Moncayo National High School, Senior High School, particularly to the grade 12 Aquarius students enrolled during academic year 2020-2021. We use grade 12 Aquarius students as the subject of this study because most of them take online classes, and our study focuses on the internet connectivity and motivations of the student in new normal education. Since the grade 12 Aquarius students are smart and knowledgeable enough, we researchers are able to know their motivation despite the hassle of the internet connection nowadays. Going to determine the number of our respondents by the use of statistical presentation. Since our study requires control group and experimental group, we researchers decide to use the cluster sampling in our study. Cluster samplings involves dividing the population into subgroups, but each subgroup should have similar characteristic to the whole sampling. Instead of sampling individuals from each group, you randomly select the entire group. This study uses the common research instrument in quantitative research, which are the questionnaire and test. The researcher will use a modified adapted. The researcher used a questionnaire to identify the result of 4 internet connection to the student motivation in the new normal education, as well as the use of pre-test and post-test to measure their grades before new normal versus their grade during new normal with a poor internet connection together with their motivation. The data collection is the process of gathering and measuring information on variables of interest in an established systematic fashion that enables one to answer stated research questions, test hypotheses, and evaluate outcomes. A number of steps were undertaken in order to collect the data for this research study. First, the researcher will make a letter asking permission from grade 12 year level head of Moncayo National High School, Senior High School, to administrate the instrument to the subject. Second, the researcher will make a letter to the school principal seeking permission to allow to conduct the study. Once approved, the researcher will send the grade 12 student a letter of participation and a parental consent form. Statistical treatment that will be used in this study are as follows. First, the frequency. This refers to the number of times the observation occurred or recorded in an experiment or study. In this study, This will be used to determine the number of students, the number of having stable or